Well, hello, here we are at Port Sokhna in Egypt. All those tour buses lined up to take everyone to the pyramids at Cairo. But you see these guys in suits and shades, they're not the drivers, they're security guards. Every bus has an armed guard and we run in convoy. Of course we get the lunch boxes as they leave the ship, and of course the snappers there to take the souvenir pictures. It's a great idea, these lunch boxes. And this is my last look at the ship because I'm going home today. Of the 1,200 passengers, nearly 900 came to the pyramids. It's about a 2.5 hour drive along a usually fairly busy motorway into Cairo. Astonishingly busy place, 20 million people live there. And that's what we're looking for. The pyramids and the Sphinx. But before we could go in, there was a little bit of trouble. The argument was something to do with admission to the site and going through security. That's the admission ticket. Eventually our tour guide, more about her later, but she flashed a badge showing that her father worked for a government ministry, and that seemed to smooth the way. Anyway, trouble over, and not long before we're in. Hello, darling. Well, here we are, the inscrutable Sphinx and the pyramids over there. It's the last day of this little cruise on the Thomson Spirit, and the excursions have been quite something. 4x4 riding in the desert, the lost city of Petra, and now one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It's a mad place, this. You're constantly hassled by people wanting to sell you stuff, but it's a must-see. You really can't miss this. 4,300 years old, isn't it astonishing? That's the way into this pyramid, the Pyramid of Cheops. Yeah, no one's allowed into there. In fact, they don't even like you climbing up the rocks, really. Just gives you a scale of the size of it, though, doesn't it, when you see the people? There's 2.3 million blocks in the Great Pyramid. Each one weighs about 2.5 tons. And when they were building it, it only took apparently 14 years, and they were laying one of these blocks every 3 minutes. And the city of Cairo comes right up to the edge of the pyramid. You can actually walk, I suppose, though it wouldn't be a very pleasant walk. But everything's geared around shore excursions. In fact, everything's geared around getting as much money out of you as possible. Because although the excursion covers the price of admission to the site, if you want to go into the second pyramid, there's an extra charge. And our dear tour guide charged us the equivalent of £7.50 for a £3 ticket. Nonetheless, it was interesting because I'm quite claustrophobic. I don't like confined spaces. But in we went, and you go down a long sort of alleyway. It's about 50 feet down. You have bent double like you're in a coal mine. Then you go 50 feet up, and in the middle there's a room, basically, which was the tomb. You're not allowed to take pictures inside, except that if you do, the guy then says, you can't take pictures, give me some money and I'll let you off.
Welcome back!
Yes, there she is. We didn't actually have very much time. We were sort of hustled from pyramid to Sphinx because we had to go shopping. Again, more of that in a minute. It is amazing, isn't it, that you can walk up and touch these things. That white stuff at the top is all that's left of the original limestone casing. It was originally very highly polished and it shone, apparently. You could see it for miles and miles. And it's the only remaining one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It's great to go and see such a thing. There's lots of theories as to why the Sphinx has no nose. The best one is that Napoleon's troops were taking pot shots at it with their cannons. The British troops have also been blamed for it, actually, but in fact none of this is true. It was back in 1378, and there was a Muslim fanatic in the area, and he was upset that the locals seemed to be worshipping the Sphinx, and this was an outrage to him. So he had the nose destroyed off. Well, they got their own back. He was hanged for vandalism. So it was a nice look around, but it was very, very quick because the tour guide was insistent that we go to look at a bazaar. Well, I'm no great shopping fan. I normally leave that to she who must be obeyed. But nonetheless, I was expecting something like a souk like you find in Istanbul. In fact, it was basically just a jewellery shop. And so we were parked outside there for half an hour. Very, very annoying. The whole Egyptian ethos seems to be to get as much money out of you that they can. Be very careful. At the pyramids, they will come and say, have a camel ride, it's free. Well, getting on the camel is free. Getting off the camel can cost you a couple of $100, and they do take credit cards. Beware, be very, very careful. And so that's the end of my little cruise on the Thomson Spirit. I absolutely enjoyed it. Not the flashiest ship in the world, but she's got everything you need. The entertainment was sensational. Seriously, the best shows I've ever seen on a cruise ship, I think. They did a tribute to Al Jolson. It was brilliant. A lovely cruise, and I thoroughly recommend it. The Spirit's going to be in the UK for the summer season, but she'll be back in the Red Sea for next winter. And as I say, I absolutely urge you to try it. It was excellent. That's it for me. I've got one day on the land, and then I'm off to the Panama Canal. So more videos coming up. But tomorrow, I'll give you a catch-up on all the cruise news that's been happening while I've been away. See you then. Bye.